Ma'am, that's impossible. Saan mo yan narinig?
It won't sabi ni...
Ipa-verify mo muna dapat.
It won't sabi ni Holidays there.
Hindi, sabi. Yan ang sinabi mo. Yan ang narinig mo. Verify mo ba?
Yun po ang...
No. Answer my question. Verify mo ba? Verify mo ba? Verify mo ba, yes or no? Okay, so next time, ma'am, i-verify muna natin bago natin itanong para hindi lang kwento. Okay? Hindi, tinatanong kita. Di ba, as journalists, it's also our responsibility to verify the information that comes to us before we ask those who are being interviewed.
Yes.
Okay, so next time, yes po ma'am. So next time, let's just verify. Kasi before that, kwento-kwento lang yan. As far as I know po, wala pong zero na ganun. Lalo na sa Gensan, who would be so stupid to do that?
Enzorecto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Hi guys, good morning. Medyo matagal na ako hindi nakaharap sa inyo, so I thought this special session would be an opportune time to take any questions you guys might have. As you have seen, we have undertaken the President's request to do a special session. So even kahit naman karamihan ng mga batas na rin-request niya ay pinasa na ng lower house, it is still incumbent upon us to convene the special session. So we passed a number of resolutions. We are awaiting some BICAM reports for ratification. And of course, for the Committee on Appointments to appoint and confirm the pending matters to do with the Armed Forces of the Philippines, namely I believe it's the 7 or 8, nakalimutan ko tuloy kung 7 or 8, the generals who were due for promotion, but as a result of the leadership struggle in the Senate, were not able to be confirmed. So that is what we are waiting for now, and that is my update. So I'm ready to take any questions, should there be any.
Reaction niyo po may duly elected Senate President na po?
Yes. I saw the news kanina. I guess on behalf of the House, we would like to congratulate Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian. We look forward to working with him. I have worked with him during my time as a congressman, and I know how level-headed he can be. So I think that's exactly what this current political climate needs, especially there in the Senate. Level-headedness and just the need for all of us to really get back to work.
Is that a good thing for the impeachment trial of Vice President Duterte?
I don't think I'm really the best party to comment on that, but I believe in all the senators' ability to be impartial and fair.
Medyo mag-1 year na po yung SONA nung sabihin ng Pangulo na mahiya naman kayo kaugnay po nung maano pa yung flood control projects. Pero ngayon po yung mga tinulong, pinakasuhan ay yung mga sinasabi raw na nagbubunyag ng mga katiwalian at mga mali-malitang pera. Ano po yung action nito?
Una, first of all, ma'am, sabi na nga ni Pangulo, di ba? Nung sinumula yung kaso na yan, hindi naman sila minority. Nas majority sila nun. I believe the Ombudsman also said that in his he had an ASEAN event, there are over 100 complaints with the flood control scam. So I think we need to wait for the Ombudsman and see what his actions are. I think gumagalaw naman yung mga kaso, but again, that's not for me to be the judge of, and it's not for me to make conclusions. With.
Pero kasama po yung pangalan niyo sa nabanggit na kumanggap po ng mali-malitang pera lang.
Ma'am, we don't dignify the testimonies of those fake Marines, or actually bodyguard na lang tawag natin sa kanila. Medyo, nakita mo na nga kahapon, biglang sumali si Senator Escudero sa majority, biglang siya may maleta. Pati si Mary Grace Piatos sa susunod na hearing, baka yan may maleta din. So, let's call a spade a spade. It's all BS. Okay, so... is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Sa totoo lang, tapos bibigyan pa sila ng publicity, wag na. It's really not. It's we're here to finish a lot of work that's a lot more important than those who are planning these type efforts against the government. Ituloy na lang natin yung trabaho natin.
Sir, regarding yung mga bills na for approval on third reading sa Senate, paano mangyayari doon? May bycam pa ba or adapt?
Well, that depends. As you know, the process, the way it works is kung pareho po yung bill sa Senado at Kongreso, then there doesn't need to be a bycam. A bycam is for the differing provisions of both the lower and upper chamber. So if on third reading the bill in the Senate is different to that of the lower house, then there will have to be a bycam. So we will see as to what the result is of those bills that are passed on third reading, after which we will have to have a bycam, probably pag SONA na. Because we cannot have a bicameral conference committee and we cannot designate its members until both laws are passed.
Pero sir, is adopting an option also?
Adopting is an option. Adopting the Senate version is an option, or the Senate adopting the House version is an option, yes.
Sir, what is your position on calls to babaan po yun kung conviction threshold dahil po nakatawan na po na preventive suspension si Senator Jinggoy Estrada?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Conviction threshold po sa impeachment trial ni VP Duterte ay babaan from 16 na 2/3 ng...
Alam mo, I'm gonna leave that to the legal luminaries of both chambers. I'm not a lawyer, and I never pretend to be one. So their understanding of the Constitution is much more warranted than mine. So pakinggan na lang natin ang mga, I guess, former Supreme Court justices. Those who are well versed in the Constitution. I think we deserve to listen to them more than me.
Preparations for SONA, what do you want to hear from the President?
I think I'm the wrong party to be answering that because I'll probably know what's in his speech in the next few weeks. But I think it will just be a report, as always, to the nation. And I think it will be more on the fact of what needs to be done in what's left of the administration.
Junior reaction lang po kasi may mga criticism sa anti-political dynasty bill na hindi daw talaga anti, kundi pro. Response.
I'm glad you brought that up. Those concerns are actually very warranted. And I naiintindihan ko naman kung saan nanggagaling yung mga tao. Ang sa amin lang, and I will explain to you guys the process of how this works. And actually, as majority leader, it is part of my job. You always have to check what the numbers are for each bill, lalo na kapag LEDAC priority. Binibilang mo talaga yung mga boto kung gaano kalaki ang suporta ng Kamara. Now, if you look at the numbers of the people that voted for the anti-political dynasty bill, overwhelming majority. Now, the way it works is you consult the party leaders before the vote. So tatanungin mo sa kanila, ilan ba talaga ang boto ng NUP? Ilan talaga ang boto ng NP? Gaano kalaki ang suporta sa NPC? And it becomes a consultative dialogue between the leadership and the party leaders to check how much support there is for that said bill. I am of the opinion, and nakita naman talaga namin, na should you make that bill stricter and more constrictive, nawawala yung suporta ng lower house. And you know, let's call a spade a spade. Marami talagang political dynasty dito sa lower house. You know, I'd be an idiot if I said I wasn't from one either. Let's be honest with ourselves here. So it's not hindi naman yan ginawa dahil yan ang gusto namin na ipasa na bill. Ginawa namin yan because that was the limit as to the support that we could garner from the lower chamber. Now, like what the other reporter asked, may bycam pa. I highly doubt that the Senate will adopt the House version. So, may sarili silang debate, may sarili silang provisions, may sarili silang version. When they pass their version of the anti-political dynasty bill, there will be a bicameral conference, and then there will be another opportunity to amend whatever provisions the upper house think to be inadequate or not tenable to the Filipino people. So to answer your question, it was really a matter of getting it through already na ipasa natin dito sa House to get the conversation started. This is not the final result of what the bill will be. Hindi po ito batas. This is just the version that we, in the lower house, were able to produce and garner support for. Because had it been more strict, baka hindi tayo makakakuha ng boto.
Sir, may commitment po ba from your Senate counterpart na makapagpasa ng isang anti-political dynasty?
I haven't spoken to them about it. Sa totoo lang, legislative mill of the Senate medyo came to a halt after this whole leadership struggle. So it was it hasn't been brought up yet. But what's good is that now that these problems with the leadership have been fixed, I have no doubt that under SP Gatchalian, the Senate will get back to work. And we have a month and a half, I think, until the SONA. So that's a lot of time to convene with our Senate counterparts, see what the priorities are for the incoming session after the SONA, and really make sure that we buckle down and provide laws that the Filipino people will feel.
Sir, sa Senate version, meron po dong provision pagbabawal yung succession. Your thoughts on that? Personally,
I honestly, I've been so caught up with making sure this bill passes in the House that I haven't had a chance to read the Senate version. So I don't want to comment on the Senate version yet. Again, I haven't read that version yet.
Sir, regarding yung work ng Congress, kasi sabi niyo pwedeng may time para mag-meet tapos maraming gagawin after the SONA. Hindi ba makaka-apekto yung impeachment trial? Kasi syempre may mga lawmakers would focus on that.
No. I think if you looked at the schedule and the calendar that was suggested for the Senate, and I think you guys can get, lumabas yan sa balita I saw that in the news, is that they plan on doing a session in the morning or the impeachment trial in the morning and then session in the afternoon or vice versa. So it will not stop them from doing their legislative function.
On the part of the hindi makaka-apekto.
Tapos na kami. We've already passed the bills.
So what support is the House leadership extending to the prosecution, especially since the pre-trial conference is upcoming and we're expecting the trial of Vice President Sandro to start on July 3rd?
I think that's a question best asked to the impeachment team, specifically the impeachment spokesperson.
So may request though sa House leadership for the simultaneous translation of the trial to different languages.
I think maybe just for the sake of informing the Filipino people as to what are the goings-on of the trial itself and between both legislative chambers, I think it's a good idea. I'm happy to support that.
Pero to be clear lang po, wala pong directives ang House leadership sa House prosecution team at tungkol po sa impeachment.
No, I mean we all know Chair Jinky is the head prosecutor for the public prosecutors, and she's done a great job in steering and managing the impeachment in itself. So I don't think it's necessary for the leadership to intervene or have any directives to them. They are all brilliant in their own way. So I think just leave them be and let them do what they have to do.
But you believe they have a strong case, the prosecution?
Again, because of who I am and my relation to the president, I am not in the best place to comment on the impeachment. 'Di ba? Kasi kung sasabihin ko sa inyo na talagang malakas ang kaso nila, of course, sasabihin niya yan dahil anak siya ng Pangulo. Kung sasabihin ko mahina, ay hindi, nagkukunwari lang yan dahil namumuliti ka. So, again, I'm not in the best position to comment on that.
but sir, you were the first to sign the first impeachment case against VP Sara last year,
Yes.
Congress. With all the evidence na nakuha po ng House Committee on
Correct.
Justice, na dagdagan pa ng firearms daw po na allegedly undeclared, gano'n po kalakas tingin nyo na makakakuha ng conviction yung House prosecution part?
Again, I don't want to comment na lang. You're right, I was the first person to sign last impeachment. But again, I think that was me being more of a son than a House member. And you have to remember, I was a majority leader at the time. And now that I was senior deputy majority leader at the time. I think so. Last year, no?
19.
Yeah, 19. Yes, so it's different now. I don't only represent the 1st District of Ilocos Norte. I'm not only the son of the president, but I also represent the institution now as majority leader. So magkaiba na. And to tell you the truth, I did let my emotions get the better of me. That was the first time I experienced something like that. So of course, I guess lesson learned.
Would you update po sa assistance ng House sa mga victims ng earthquake in Mindanao?
I'm sorry?
Earthquake in Mindanao po, baka may
Yes
update
po.
sa-
I mean, pinuntahan ni Speaker Boji, kasama po ni SP Win, para makita po yung mga nangyari doon po sa Gensan at sa affected areas. And I believe the House has extended already its assistance, and all those districts who have been affected We have been contacting the representatives and asking what they need, whether it be MAIP or medical assistance, whether it be relief goods, whether it be anything that the House can provide. We are in constant communication with all of those affected to make sure that the leadership gives everything that it can sa ating mga kababayan na apektado. Okay?
Sabi po, zero daw yung budget ng para sa MOE, yung genocide.
Ma'am, parang kwento-kwento lang yan. There's no such thing as zero MOE. There's no such thing as zero budget either.
Pero wala raw AIX or MAIF, yung genocide.
Ma'am, that's impossible. Saan mo yan narinig?
Ito ang sabi ni...
Ipa-verify mo muna dapat.
Ito ang sabi ni Solidays Day.
Hindi, sabi. Yan ang sinabi mo. Yan ang narinig mo. Verify mo ba?
Yun po ang...
No. Answer my question. Verify mo ba? Verify mo ba? Verify mo ba, yes or no? Okay, so next time, ma'am, i-verify muna natin bago natin itanong para hindi lang kwento. Okay? Hindi, tinatanong kita. Di ba? As journalists, it's also our responsibility to verify the information that comes to us before we ask those who are being interviewed.
Yes,
Okay. So next time, yes po ma'am. So next time, let's just verify. Kasi before that, kwento-kwento lang yan. As far as I know po, wala pong zero na ganun. Lalo na sa Gensan, who would be so stupid to do that? I mean, really? Thank you.
Sir, last question. Yung hearing, may schedule na ba yung hearing dun sa investigations at Ateneo?
That's a good question. I'll have to double check. Okay? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much po.
Bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw. Bunyog.